Hey, what's going on, guys? I just want to put a quick video out there because I really am ashamed of what people that are in the service for the right reason and what we did back in the 70s, 78, 79, especially during Vietnam. So, Camp Lejeune in North Carolina was the biggest training center, and literally they were taking recruit officers in the courtroom with them, and if someone was guilty of a crime, you either went to jail or you served in the military and you went to Camp Lejeune. And they had all these criminals down there, satanic cults, rituals, drug trafficking, all kinds of illegal activities, because they're taking all these bad people and putting them into the military. Crazy stuff, bodies missing, and you're not getting any cooperation from military. They just put people AWOL. I'd love to find out a list of how many people went AWOL and how many people never returned or were never seen from or heard from again. No, it's all right, man. Thanks. Because that just seems, absolutely crazy to me. Camp Lejeune, with all this toxic water stuff coming out, should not only be prosecuted for toxic waters, but for doing what they did in 1979 to 81 and letting known criminals, because nobody wanted to join the army at that point. They had problems after Vietnam recruiting people, so they were doing sign-on bonuses and everything like that from 79 to 81. And I remember specifically when I had talked to my parents, because at one point I had, thought about going into the military, and they had said, no way. And now I understand why, because they lived through that whole period. I was born in 1981. So they were living through this and saw this going down or whatever. I have family that lives down south and stuff like that or whatever. It's just crazy. But you had other military men killing other military officials because they wanted to, or because they owed money for drugs and stuff like that down there. Like, there was so much criminal activity going on in there, and no one could get in there to investigate anything. Like, it's like pulling teeth to get an answer out of somebody. It is nuts. And my hearts go out to all the families that ever sent anyone to Camp Lejeune, or anyone that went to Camp Lejeune and they listed them as AWOL and never gave any answers to those people or those families, because those families will never have closure on why this happened, or how this allowed to happen. There's no such thing as closure, but they can have at least disclosure on the practices of the government and the military and what they exposed people that actually joined for the right reason to the people that were put into that situation for the wrong reason. Like people that are about to go to jail for a long time for, rape, criminal, murder, okay, or go join the army. Well, I'm gonna join the damn army too. Fucking, what the hell are you talking about? I'm not gonna go to jail if I can go to the army and get a hold of ammunition, guns, this, that, and the other, and continue what I was doing and figure it out in a military perspective. What, are you nuts? Camp Lejeune is the biggest, and I'm talking about the biggest corrupt military installation ever. There's so much there that people don't know and it's covered up. As people going AWOL, people can't get into the place, people can't even look into it or whatever, and they're coming out with this toxic water substance or whatever. Yeah, start digging in the woods. How many bodies are buried back there? How many remains are back there? How much stuff really went down? How deep does it actually go? No one will ever find out, because you will never get cooperation from the government. We have never been privy. That when someone looks at you from the government, they look at you like you're an outsider. But motherfucker, I'm paying for you to work for me. My taxes pay your salary, motherfucker, and you're going to tell me that you're not going to give me information? I'm your fucking boss, bitch! You work for me! What the fuck is this shit? You can't give me information that I'm asking on behalf of the Freedom of Information Act because you're the military government and you want to shake my head again and put me back into service because you're looking at me? Well, guess what? Already been there, already done that. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Like, you can't give me information because what? I'm not in the military at that current time or whatever, and you're denying me? Well, guess what, motherfucker? Everyone serves and does their time, and everyone that did their time or didn't do their time, we're paying for you to be non-responsive and not cooperate with the public in any capacity whatsoever, and keeping all these secrets and doing all these shady things behind our backs and stuff like that, and no one can say anything about it. No one said, like, this is never coming up or whatever about how much shady shit actually went down and that our government did to get troops, just to get bodies. Oh, that's all they wanted was bodies, man. Didn't matter if you were a criminal then or not. They needed bodies because of Vietnam and what they did in Vietnam. Nobody wanted to join up. Nobody. They were offering people and criminals money and a way out of jail. And the people that were actually there serving paid the ultimate price. And my heart goes out to those people. The people that were criminals and that they let into the military and everything like that. What the fuck were you thinking? Did you think that was a good idea? That you were going to brainwash them and stop criminal activities? Dude, a rotten egg is still a rotten egg. It doesn't matter if you inject him into the military or not. Yeah, he's going to follow orders and show good face, but what's he doing behind the scenes? Who the fuck knows? And the only way is to cover it up. That's why if you watch, there's a documentary on Hulu. Where's Private Delaney or whatever? So he was sectioned in Camp Lejeune, and they actually found his body, and they found out who did it, and it was a guy that just got pleasure out of shooting a dude in the back of the head, and then they took his bodies, removed his remains. The woods were huge. I mean, literally. There's testimonies in this or whatever, and they're like, dude, if you go out in the woods and dig up, you'll probably find 12 bodies or whatever. The problem is identifying the bodies and what caused the death. The evidence is gone. Jawbones are removed, so you can't identify teeth or whatever for years and months. A guy drove around with a jawbone in his fucking trunk for 3 months, so they couldn't identify a body, so he could not get implicated and get set free. Like, dude, this is military on military, okay? You already have other people in the world fighting other people. And then you have inside the military fighting their own in the military. There is no semblance of peace in this world whatsoever. There is absolutely no hope for us whatsoever. If this fucking bullshit continues, man, we institutionalize the most people in America as criminals, okay? And most of these people are first-time offenders that they give the max sentence to. Now, repeat offenders, they seem to fucking know the system and they get out and they get back on the streets and create the same crimes. Now, I believe in first-time offenders, before weed was legal or this, that, and the other, and they got caught with a small amount, wasn't attempted to distribute, weren't big drug dealers, wasn't doing anything, like that, or, going out, raping, killing, murdering, or causing, injury, bodily harm, destruction of property, stuff like that or whatever. I mean, come on, man. I mean, it's just, like, those people, they definitely deserve their life back because you took it away from them on some bullshit. I mean, I was harassed for years in my younger life by the police. They wanted me away. And I remember standing in front of a judge, and that day the judge said, I was about to sentence you to a year in jail. And I had no idea what I was walking into. And my dad is my hero. He walked in behind me in court and whipped out the money to pay the judge off to make sure I did not go to jail. And I did not go to jail because of my dad. And I did not do anything wrong. The only thing that happened was that someone had filed a suit on some work that I had done a long time ago, and their dog jumped in and ripped something, and I had installed it, but it wasn't, that wasn't negligence on my part. It was installed correctly. Everything was done correctly, and I explained to them what had happened. Well, they came back and tried to sue me, and automatically the judge rules. I just had started a new business. The judge rules in his favor and says, you owe this man, $6,500. Okay, I just started up a new business. Dude, I don't have $6,500 just to go out and get him a new liner right now today, and then plus the damages that were caused by all this stuff too on top of it. So a year later, here we go, and I had to go back for a court hearing, and needless to say, the judge is sitting there ready to put me in jail. Like, they had a cop sitting there with the shackles, and I was going to get locked up. And my dad took off from work and wanted to go with me to make sure. He had a weird hunch that something was off. And it was. I got into jail, and when the judge had told me that, my mouth dropped. And I said, sir, what are you talking about? I made a payment arrangement to pay this money back that I should not owe. I said I can't even hire an attorney to fight this, but dude, his dog jumped in the pool and broke something that I installed, and why am I being held negligent for this? Like, this is, we even warned him about having the dog go into the fence. Oh, what's this? We got an emergency alert going on right now. You hear this? I wonder what this is about. But anyway,
this was a test of the emergency alert system.
Yeah.
Equipment that can quickly alert you during emergencies was being tested.
Yeah, they've been testing that shit a lot. So anyway, and closing this out, it's an atrocity. It's just an atrocity, and the fact that we can't find out and have these documents disclosed and have the help of the government, the military, that we pay for, that we literally pay for, in helping to find families, loved ones that went AWOL and are totally missing off the map. What happened to them? Like, at least they can provide us with what happened. Okay, a military personnel got violent, he's being tried in military court, blah, 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 this, that, and the other. All right, no problem. At least we know what happened, but they're covering it up because military on military crime at a camp base looks really bad. So you want to keep it quiet. You want to keep it hush. Obviously, man, because you got, a lot of money, and it's the biggest military installation base, and you're desperate for soldiers. To keep it quiet. Toxic water finally comes out after all these years. Why do you think that they sent them all to Camp Lejeune? Who really gave a shit about these people? Because they were enrolling criminals. They did not give a shit about the real people that were there. The actual people, the real heroes that were there. The people that wanted to be there. The people that needed to be there. That wanted to serve our country. That got mixed up with a bunch of people that should not have ever been allowed on that site at all. Or been in any kind of higher authority position, or have been allowed to serve at all. If they committed a crime that was atrocious, they should have been sentenced to jail. There should have not been a way out and an army recruiter right there ready to take them away. How many people have gotten off of jail by an army recruiter that were about to do 5 to 10, 15, 20 years? I would love to know the answer to that question, because it would probably be alarming of how many criminals that we allow into our military.